I, 24F, found out my fiance, 23 meters, was in love with my best friend before we got together. My fiance and I just got engaged last month. We've been together 3 years. And honestly, it's been almost perfect. Last weekend we were celebrating and everyone was pretty drunk. One of my fiance's friends mentioned finding it amusing how he ended up with me despite liking my best friend originally. When I asked what they meant, they said my fiance had a crush on my best friend before we got together. Apparently he was completely in love with her. On top of that, I was told he originally become friends with me to get closer to my friend. I didn't find it funny. And really upset. The night kind of went to shit. And I ended up just leaving. My fiance claims that they exaggerated and it wasn't that bad. He said he had a small thing for her. And become friends with me by coincidence. We had met at uni and I honestly don't know for certain which is true. He claims that once we started to get close he completely forgot his crush and just fell head over heels in love with me. I don't know what to feel. He's been an amazing partner. I love him so much. I know he hasn't tried anything with her. She would have let me know immediately. But I just hate knowing this. I know I'm not as beautiful as her or anything. But I really thought I finally found someone who wanted me. But I'm just the backup because he didn't get the girl he wanted. It hurts so much. And I just feel so betrayed. He's tried to assure me he loves me and she means nothing romantically. But I just don't know. I can't stop hurting and I don't know what to think or who to believe. I don't know what to do about this. A crush is not love. It's an initial reaction of attraction. That's it. No more. I'm married to the love of my life who no. I did not have that initial reaction to. It wasn't until we started talking that I was like, wow, I really like this guy. Then it was love and now I can't imagine my life without him. He is my person even after 20 years. Breathe. Don't make too much out of this. He chose you. He has zero interest in her after knowing her. He loves you. No. He never loved her. You got caught off guard as you didn't know. So that's why it's upsetting to hear now. You might feel low-key humiliated at learning all that. And as it wasn't disclosed before, you're questioning a few things. Like, when did his feelings change? I once found out my ex-BF had been trying hardcore to slide into my best mate's messages before we'd met. She had never said and didn't say when I said we'd been speaking. So I get your reaction. Hugs. I think you're having a natural response. But unless you've been given reason for concern, such as how he interacts with your friend, then I wouldn't worry. You are great. Try not to compare yourself, but if you really are, I am 100% sure there are things about you which exceed your pal. My friend was truly gorgeous, but I knew I was a nicer person. And I never liked how she ignored staff in restaurants, etc. If that helps, don't feel bad having some things to just tell yourself smiley face. Let's go beyond a mere crush and consider the question past loves. You meet someone who is unattached, free, and interested. You begin the process. You fall in love. And now it's been 3 years. All very satisfying. One day you have a talk. And you find out he's been in love before. He has an ex. Maybe more than one. Does this make you second, third, or fourth backup? Or does it make you the right one after one or more wrong ones? Those past relationships failed for a reason, didn't they? The right one is a treasure. Once we've found someone who fits that description, we don't think about how there's someone in our past who had better looks, higher income, status, education, taste in movies and music, cooked mouth-watering meals, or took you to 5-star restaurants. For him, At least, it turned out to be the GF herself, not her resume. That made all the difference. From that perspective, the more exes your long-term loving partner has, the more exes you turned out to be better than. Backup? Absolutely not. And when our relationship fails, we go on looking for the right one. He thinks he's found that in you. Now all you have to decide is whether he is the right one for you. Best wishes. Whatever you decide. You are not the backup. Even if everything the friend said while drunk was dead on, and your BF started out befriending you to try to get close to your best friend, you need to realize that he didn't know you then, and he had a crush on your friend. I imagine he didn't set out to date you so that he could try to swap you out later. He started out by befriending you to get accepted into his crush's circle. But then, he took the time to get to know you. Once he got to know you, he wanted to be with you. He didn't settle for you because he couldn't have your friend. He took the time to get to know you, and chose you as the person he wants to spend the rest of his life with. I assume, because you were affianced. Also, it sounds like he himself has never made you feel like second best, you only felt like second best after your friend gave you information on an old crush your BF had. If your BF has always treated you with class, an old crush is irrelevant. You should not torture yourself with your boyfriend having old crushes. People get over crushes, and it sounds like he got over his. Now he wants to be with you. So, accept your good fortune, and enjoy yourself with the person you love. He hasn't made you feel like second best. Don't misjudge his intentions based on him having liked someone else once upon a time before he knew you. Okay, so it is ironic you should laugh it off because he is your fiance and the keywords are before we got together. Don't let past feelings for anyone else come to bite your relationship in a dollar. Don't make a huge deal about it, you can ask him about it. He is probably telling you the truth about it being a coincidence in becoming friends with you, and it's ironic he fell for you and wants to marry you, not her. When I was a teenager I was FWB with someone I thought I loved, but it was infatuation. Guess what happened? He introduced me to one of his childhood friends I didn't think about actually being with this person, but it happened. Became friends, talked all the time, he helped me more than anyone and showed me what real love was. It's ironic to think you want someone that you'd give anything to be with and then actually finding someone that blindsided you and you actually fell for. So don't take it personal. Go and talk to your fiance and make up. Aren't you exaggerating a little bit here? I get that you're feeling hurt with the idea, but even though he may have tried to use you to get to your friend, he fell in love with you instead. Why would you resent him for the past events? You aren't a backup because he chose you. He chose you. He didn't get together with you to still try and be with her. He chose you as his partner and started this relationship with you. For you and him. And that's all I can really get out of this context. There are no signs that he has anything left to do with her. A crush just means he found her cute or attractive. That's not the same as in love, and you know darn well that love requires more. Are you upset that your friend is cute or that he initially had eyes on her? Because you seem to be taking that as some sort of rejection of you, when in fact you have nothing to do with that. If anything, the fact that he overlooked his initial attraction and fell in love with you should be seen as a compliment. I'm confused. Did he ever make a play for her? Like, did he ever actually try to ask her out or anything? How can you be a backup if whatever you're thinking of as his first choice was never even someone he bothered to try to date? Your friends suck. They never should have told you this. They knew exactly what they were doing. He loves you. He pursued a relationship and a life with you. Don't let this destroy your feelings and confidence. Process how you're feeling and yet to forget it. It shouldn't matter. He had a crush on her way back when. But when he got to know you, it was you he fell in love with. It is you he wants to marry and spend his life with. This is way too much drama over a little crush he did not even act on. Especially since you both love each other and everything is going great. Well, unfortunately, you're not going to find anything here that will help you. This is something you have to deal with on your own with your fiance. Since you've posted here, I'll still give you my 2 cents. You shouldn't worry about it. Guys tend to have crushes every week. Speaking from experience, 99% of them don't amass to anything and we forget about them after a while. Lol. Just because he had a crush on your friend by no means is a reason for you to not trust him. You're not a backup? He chose you. You've been together for 3 years and are now engaged. You yourself said your relationship has basically been perfect. To me, it seems a bit ridiculous that you're doubting everything you've experienced together. Just because of a crush he had before he even met you? Your fiancé's friend is a pos for baiting you like that. If your fiancé didn't have doubts about you before, he probably does now. He had a crush on another girl. So what? That is not a big deal. Honestly, don't rush to any decisions and instead take some time to think about your relationship as a whole. It's up to you, brr. If you don't think you can move past it, then it's probably best to break up. Also, if this thought keeps up, consider going counseling individual and couples. Honestly, I get it. You feel like a backup or a participation award. There are a lot of negative thoughts in your head right now. I've been in your position. Except I kind of watched it happen. I was introduced to this woman I liked from the beginning, but she immediately latched onto my more attractive friend. As we got to know one another, she paid way less attention to my friend and way more to me. I had the same exact thoughts as you. Oh, I'm the backup. She wasn't attracted to me from the start. She probably doesn't even really want me. But those were just my own thoughts. I completely understand that you can grow to be more attracted to someone as you get to know them. And that attraction, love, can completely overshadow that initial crush. Did he have his pick of you or your friend and chose you? Or did he have no chance and no possibility of being with your friend, so he went and got with you? Marriage is very serious and about half ends in divorce. I'm wary of people saying to push though or look past things and to just get married as if the goal is just to be married instead of finding a lifelong quality partner. I know women that pushed past shit for one reason or another. Maybe the wedding was close or invites had been sent. These women found bad things about their soon-to-be husbands but pushed past it for reasons. They have been long divorced because the one bad thing they found was just one of the bad qualities they uncovered through years of marriage. Okay, this will get downvoted, but I get you. I've always been the other one. The not pretty but super nice and easy way to get close to my BFF girl. You have a good BFF though. My ex-BFF was one of those, is it really my fault they want me? Every guy I was interested in wanted her and used me to get with her. It didn't matter that I liked them. And while I understand I don't own people, it hurt that she'd get with them knowing how I felt and then expected me to just be happy for them. 'Cause well, it wasn't her fault I wasn't pretty or wanted. It wasn't a good time for anyone involved and the relationship ended, but my self-esteem has never really recovered. For me, this would be a deal breaker. I would never be able to believe that he wasn't using me to get to my BFF and then changed his mind. I'd forever be the consolation prize in my own mind. Which I think is what might be worrying you. You know your fiance better than anyone else on this forum. What matters is how you feel and if you believe him. If you legitimately had no idea that he was even interested in her in the first place, then I'd go with believing him. People can't hide how they really feel for that long. You'd have gotten some kind of hint of wanting for her from him by now. I guess I'm just trying to say that I get why you're upset and why this is affecting you so much. But don't be like me. 'Cause you'll end up alone like me and you don't deserve that. Nope. You're not a backup plan. You think he's going to put a ring on a backup plan? He liked her first. Got to know you and liked you more. Dated you. Fell in love. And asked you to marry him. If he's a good partner. Don't worry what he wanted 5 years ago because you're who he wants now. Your fiancé is with you, not with your best friend. Who did he choose? Hey, as someone who has been in the same situation as you countless times, though it never went as far as being engaged, you're not crazy for feeling these emotions. It can be really hard, especially if you view yourself as the uglier, best friend. It feels as if people only want to be with you to get to your best friend. But you should keep in mind that he chose you. I think his friend is a huge jerk for mentioning that to you, especially if it means nothing to your fiancé. If everything else has been perfect, maybe go to couples counseling, individual counseling to try and work through these feelings. Explain to your fiancé how it made you feel when you heard that from his friend. Hope this works out for you. Less than 3. If you've dated someone before becoming engaged to him, then doesn't that make him your backup too? Everyone's had feelings for people before meeting their spouse. It sucks you found out he liked your friend in kind of a shitty way. But if you know he loves you and hasn't tried anything with her, why does it matter?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. ThrowRA-cast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.